Hello, Music Multiverse listeners. Welcome to another album review Saturday. This is episode 22, live from Ohio. As you can see, I'm burnt, rock lobster style. Album review Saturdays is an extension of our article section of the same name. However, there will be no article section this week due to the unfortunate events of trying to publish over here on the weekend. But today, hey, what do we got? We got the Grateful Dude joining us. He's going to give his feedback on these three albums. Plus, we added another one right at the end. So we got four albums, and we'll let you know about those. So it's always great to get his viewpoint on these, especially when these are completely different albums in all. So it'll be good. So as always, if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave your mark on the channel, as we say. And if you've already done that, obviously, we thank you so much, and we love the music conversation for sure. So on the site this Saturday, well, on the video this Saturday only, is the band Sycophant and the album titled Sycophant. We also have Super American with their new album Gangster of Love. And finally, Gooster's new record, Ooh La La. And then we'll follow with one extra due to time constraints. So, Sycophant. Great title. I think it's a great band name. I love the artwork. I think it's kind of cool. Leads to things. But the guitar-centered, straight-up, emulative, progressive rock, if you will, band from Oslo throws their rock opera homage, we'll call it. It's filled with like huge, vast fishing net over everything they could possibly ensnare. Like progressive rock, you've got some sort of just standard rock. You've got these guitar licks that you're very, very familiar. You can even start to say, that sounds like this, that sounds like that, right? So at first listen, you feel that it's got a rock edge, no question. Seemingly untrained yet full voice at the mic. I wouldn't say it was like a trained vocal. And a guitarist that is definitely steering the entire record on that progressive rock vessel, which sometimes has that familiar riff or lick, and sometimes it seduces a little bit further than you expect. But I will tell you this album to me had an incredible amount of bridge work. Songs were elongated, and there were bridges to other musicianship that started to fill in. I did state that I thought that this was like uh like Deep Purple meets Pink Floyd somehow. It had a very connected kind of thing on that regard. And I think it's the vocal that kind of leads me to the Deep Purple thing more than anything, but maybe some of the guitar. But that bridge work, between air and water, that guitar feels like it's going to break into Edge of 17, which is one of the very cool parts of this album. You'll never know what you're going to suddenly get brought to in this kind of recording, because it does, like I said, go from a Pink Floyd-esque progressive to a Deep Purple kind of feel. But the vocals are straight line rock delivery with a little bit of that grit of European, which I know that my wife pointed out when we were listening to it in the car. She said it definitely has that European accent. So what did the Grateful Dude think of this record?
Okay, well, first of all, just start off, I like the record. Matter of fact, I liked all four records, which is really amazing. This one, I have a combination that makes it work for me. This is a combination of the Doors, okay, Black Sabbath, and Deep Purple.
Yeah, you got the Deep Purple too. Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Black Sabbath, it's there, especially with the guitar there, has a little overtone. The voice, if you listen to the voice, there's definitely simulation similar to Morrison. Okay. I mean, this was a well done. album, and this is their debut album.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and I've heard other stuff from Oslo. This is not the first band I've heard from Oslo, and a lot of them have the same alternative sound. But as I said, I was very amazed by it. I thought some of the tracks were really, really better than average. Um, uh, it's only 6 songs, which is very short. Short, even though each song is almost 8 or 9 minutes. You know, they're very long songs. Monuments are old and forgotten past. Those were my
Yeah,
two favorite on the album.
yeah.
Yeah, but couldn't find really much. Very listenable. I will listen to it again. I'll listen to it twice so far, but I'll listen to it after this. This will remain in my collection, and I'm hoping to hear more from them because if this is what they start with, let's see what they can achieve to.
Yeah,
So
if this is a debut, they certainly have some nice staples in there. And I you know what, the Black Sabbath thing was just reminded of that because there's one guitar lick that keep going on, and it wasn't generals gather in their masses, but it had one of those. You were like, this sounds like, but they certainly have.
yeah, there was no problem. There was no question there. The vocal got me Morrison in there, and the guitar playing definitely brought. But the whole cohesiveness of the whole group remind me a lot of Deep Purple.
That Cohesium. I like that. Maybe that's a band name, right? We
Yeah,
could sell
well,
that.
that's the
Cohesium.
name of our new bar.
Yeah, Cohesium. Ooh, I like that. I like that. All right, so we'll leave Oslo, and on this day where I'm not in Buffalo, New York, we got a band from Buffalo, New York. Okay, so if you're going to name your band and put super in it, you pretty much better have something super going on because
Superman.
that's not tough. That's tough, right? So you got Super Tramp, Super Friends, Super Chunk, right? And I'm sure there's a slew of them that I can't think of off the top of my head. But it's pressure. And I believe that this let's call it like an alt punk pop band from Buffalo is very self-assured and very comfortable in their sound, their delivery. On this, I think it's their third full album, and my first listen to the band. Now I'm from Buffalo. I did not know this duo existed. This is their new album, Gangster of Love. I have no idea what the cover represents at all. I'm trying not to look at it anymore. I don't know if that was the greatest choice. I just like the fact that they appreciated running with a sound, making sure the production was as spot on as the genre they're choosing, because they do not stay in one genre. They kind of bend everything, but I felt that they were very attached to the tone and pace, and they gave the vocals that place along with the chord crunching that was going on. And that's cool. It's familiar. So for me, it was like Everclear, Hoobastank, but heavy more so to one other band. And the Grateful Dude will love this, I'm pretty sure, because he's going to be seeing this band shortly. And that's Blink 182. So, and this is good praise. This is really well done. And what's kind of fun about this is this duo of players. Now they played in Buffalo. I've not seen them, but they are multi-instrumentalists, both gentlemen, and they can both play. So what happens here is on stage they swap instruments during performances and just play so that's kind of a cool, unique kind of thing going on. So I'm hoping to see that. But let's go to the Grateful Dude and hear his take on something of this day, because this is alt punk pop and even has a bit of emo, a pretty heavy amount of emo.
Yeah, a lot of emo. Definitely punk. There's no question. I just call this middle road punk in a lot of directions. But to correct you a little bit, is that they are mainly two people, Matt Cox and Patrick Feely. But I watched 4 videos on them that I was able to find, and they have 3 to 5 members on playing.
Oh, when they go live, yes, yeah.
When they go live, Daniel McCormick, Edie and Liquor, and Liam Edwards have usually play with them when they're live, and they have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people who have been alumni with them since they're through their 3 albums. So they have a good party of friends. I like this album. There's no question. Maybe it's because I've been listening to a lot of uh, 138 for a while, and
Well, Blink 182.
oh, Blink 182. I'm never gonna get this number right.
No, no, the 138. Is that like the proof of the liquor you're of choice?
No, that's what I was tasting earlier. That's the
No, I
problem.
think you get yeah. My wife is there going 38 special. I think he wants to get back to.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, really, really good group. The songs I liked were pretty easily here. Let me get my little notes up here. Mama, I'm gonna be I don't know what.
Yeah. What are you gonna be?
I don't know. Um, okay, eat me alive. Strange ass. I loved it. I had to listen to it twice in a row because I was trying to listen to all the words on it. Also, very mentionable is Ugly Crying with My Dog and Toxic Bloodstream, which is how I feel right now. So we're doing good.
Yeah.
No,
Ugly crying with my dog.
I found nothing wrong with these guys at all. I label them pretty much punk, but that's my I don't and that but they did have some overtones of rock, but the similarities between mainstream rock and punk there are overlaps here and there. So, but no,
Yeah.
this is 2 in a row. I like. We're going for a streak here.
Yeah, go for the streak, right? Yeah, I okay. So it's not your standard plug and play pop punk band. There's no question. There's alternative shades or degree. They carry everything pretty well. The pitch and tempo really makes this a very good record, and the fun that they have with it too. Even though the material might be a little bit darker in some instances, it's still that's why the Everclear thing came up because Everclear writes darker songs to more fun melodies. So that's kind of an interesting. But I got to give this band kudos. Number one, I'm going to give them kudos because they started their band just before the pandemic and then had to deal with the pandemic and had to record through the pandemic. These 2 gentlemen who basically are the band when they make the records. So I can honestly say, even though this genre doesn't fit my wheelhouse altogether either, like the Grateful Dude, there are spots of them that I not only enjoy, but I'm starting to see the progression of what they could be, might be, which is absolutely super. Yeah, you knew that was coming. So on the next band up, right? So this is a staple for me. I've liked these guys when I first heard these guys many years ago. They opened for the Bare Naked Ladies, and they have a drummer who plays the drums without drumsticks. He uses his hands taped and stuff. And I don't know if he does that anymore. Obviously, I believe that would kill you eventually, ruin your hands completely. But it was just an astounding piece of work. But the melody and the way this band plays, and the singer-songwriter in this, and the way it's delivered for the band Gooster, always stuck with me. And that was the Lost and Gone Forever album. This is like 1999. So here they are now with a band with a album called Ooh La La, and I think this is kind of a little safer than I recall them being in overall production and melody. There's a lot of similarities, very much adult contemporary, but still such great songwriting. His voice still is worthy of the music industry. It's something it's not completely unique, but it's very beguiling, and you listen to it and you love it. It's for me anyway.
You pull the air out of this room to no good, but I'm not frightened out of you.
So Ooh La La, songwriter's album for sure. It's all contemporary for me. It's like riding. I don't like roller coasters, okay? But I do love the thrill, the idea of them. So this is like that idea where this is a moderate roller coaster ride. There's no big drop, there's no loops, there's no, corkscrew, but it's a good ride and maybe a little bit safe in some instances, but sometimes music is delivered that way and it really works well. But now that's me. What the Grateful Dude listens to Gooster, and I don't even know if you knew them before. So tell me.
Never heard of them before. It was a little bit of a strange album for me to listen to the first time. I got more used to it the second and third time I listened to it. It is a very lyrical album. The music's there, but the lyrics are what captures you. I'm not sure what style I put them into. It really was hard because I kept listening and trying to figure. They are some type of rock, I'll tell you that much. But they are so all over the place with their different musical mannerisms and stuff like that I really can't place it. I'm sure you're better than that than I. I like the songs. My two favorites on this album were Witness Tree and The Elevator. And I love The Elevator.
I would say that I like Black Balloon too. That was a pretty good track. I Lost and Gone Forever is just if you like this, it would be interesting to hear how you feel about Lost and Gone Forever, which I believe is their strongest record and the most enduring. Has wonderful harmony, and he hits notes that are a little bit more of a reach. There's a little bit more of a roller coaster ride than this particular recording. So yeah, but still, I'm a little perplexed by the ooh la la part of this. I don't think is it ooh la la? Is it? I don't know. It's good.
I didn't find any ooh la la in there. Maybe a
Yeah,
la la, but hey.
Right. And speaking of la la la, since that's where we were, it's unreal, but this is the case that another band happened to release an album that had la 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 in the title just a week later. And I'll let the Grateful Dude, introduce the band because I believe he used to live there.
Yep. So the name of the band is Winnetka Bowling League. And I was part of the Winnetka Bowling League for a good 8 years back in the 60s and 70s. So whether this is the same Winnetka, I don't know, but it sure sounds like it. As for the band, these guys are good. I really, really never heard of them. I thought when Mark sent me this, I thought he was joking with me. And the name of the album is Sha La La. That which is the opening track, Sha La La. These are good. It's an alternative band. It's good. I like a couple of the albums were really. A couple of the songs. Sha La La was okay, but Breakfast for Dinner, excellent album.
It up when I picture us in November, jackets matching, so sign me up. Cozy winters and a lifetime of breakfast for dinner.
Yes.
That was my favorite of the whole thing. Yes. Breakfast and Dinner and America in Your 20s.
Yeah. Breakfast for Dinner. What a great tune, and kind of speaks to today pretty well. we all know why we do breakfast for dinner, right? And I definitely think they served that up really well, really well. Yeah, yeah. So we talked about this particular band actually on That's Your Band Name once. So because of the strangeness of it. So I figured it would fit right in after having Gooster's Oh La La, the indie pop, right? This is indie pop band that definitely has some tricks up its sleeves for sure, but upbeat attitude. They're able to shift the tides of indie to a very like a fun music jaunt, and then they can have a vocal and lyrical play on words, and that of course was Breakfast for Dinner. It's a ditty, right? It's almost a ditty, like a modern ditty. They served it up well. The album seemed a little commonplace on my first listen, um, for some of the background stuff, musicianship. This isn't going to blow you away musically. It's not, there's not anything huge, deep going on here. But the second listen, I thought there was a little bit more to it than I originally thought. So a lot of good production notes. At 35 minutes, that's the way to deliver an album, right? Of that nature, I think. If you're kind of liking it to Lowest of the Low, and how they kind of make this a lot of fun, and how they played it all up. So yeah, I dug it. All four albums, but you are pretty good, right? Just
I loved them. I mean, this is the first time I can remember liking. I mean, were they the best I've ever heard? No way. But they were all very listenable, all that I would listen to again. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'm looking forward to for them same bands to produce some more, so we can listen to them.
Yeah, go back to them. Sure, sure. All right. Well, what did you think of these albums? Did you give them a try? Did you already know some of these already? We'd love to hear from you. We will see you next weekend. Okay. And next weekend, we're going from Willie Nelson, all right, to Murder at Maple Mountain. So if you stick with us, man, it's going to be a wild show that next weekend. So well, you can follow us on beyondyourradio.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course, all the articles, videos, podcasts, they're all there. Go Beyond Your Radio with us, a real music appreciation channel. And hopefully the next time you see me, I'll remember to wear sunscreen. Thanks for watching and happy listening.